two dreams that came as messages from God. Now, the unique thing about the unique thing about both of these dreams was that they denoted God's promise of elevation concerning Joseph. Now notice, if you will, that it didn't matter if Joseph was the youngest or the last one born, because God still had a place assigned for him that was stamped with his name on it. And I just stopped by here to tell somebody in passing that it doesn't matter if you've been last all this time, because God has already spoken that in this season there is a shifting taking place, and the last shall be first. You will be the head and not the tail. You will be above and not beneath. You will be on top and not at the bottom. You will be the lender and not the borrower, because God has already set it up to where there is a place in your future that has been tailor-made with your name on it. And God has already given you enough favor to cover the favor that he has working in your favor, because it's tailor-made. It's tailor-made favor. Therefore, I don't have to worry about where I am right now, because I know that my destiny is calling me, and I know that God he has me on his mind to bring me to my expected end. And you may be asking, well, Cameron, how do you know? Well, I'm so very glad you asked, because I checked it out with Brother Jeremiah over there on 29th and 11th Street, and he told me while I was over that the Lord had already declared that I know the thoughts that I think towards you. They are thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Lord, let me hurry here. I gotta go home just like you. Therefore, it didn't matter if Joseph's brothers had conspired against him, and it didn't matter if they had thrown him into a pit, because in all actuality, they were nothing more than conduits that God were using to bring Joseph to his expected end. That's why you need to start thanking God for your enemies, because God is just using them to provide you with the proper transportation to escort you to your expected destination. That is why it didn't matter if Joseph's brothers sold him out, because they were actually doing him a favor. Because if he was never sold out, then he would have never been brought out to be brought in to the place of promise, which in this case was Egypt. Therefore, when we come to the 39th chapter of the book of Genesis, we find that Joseph arrives to Egypt and becomes a qualified candidate to work as a servant for Potiphar, who was an officer of Pharaoh. Now, it is interesting to denote that Joseph had favor with God before he had favor with his father Jacob. But because he did have favor with God, God allowed him to have favor with his father Jacob. But remember in chapter 37 that Joseph's brothers conspired against him and sold him out. Therefore, he was no longer under the care of his father Jacob, but rather he was now placed under the care of Potiphar, who would now become his master. But I would have you to know that though Joseph never lost favor with his father, it was not that he didn't lose his favor with his father. He was just no longer under his father's care. But nevertheless, since Joseph had the favor of God upon his life, God had already set it up to where the same favor that he had with his father Jacob would now be the same favor that he had with Potiphar. And as a result of this, the Bible says that God was with Joseph, and God made all that he did to prosper. prosper in his hands. And not only was God with Joseph, but Potiphar saw that God was with Joseph. And as a result of the favor that he had with God, Potiphar made Joseph second in command over his entire house. Now I have to stop right there and show you that God allowed Joseph to run the house to see if he could handle an entire house before he gave them the entire land. Oh yes, God wanted to see how he could do with managing something small before he let him run something big. Lord, let me help you real quick. I gotta stay right there because I had to tell somebody, don't worry about how small it is right now. Just go ahead and accept being in charge over a small group, because God told me to tell you that if you can pass this test, then it's only a matter of time before he lets you run the entire company. Oh, God, help me. And just in case you're wondering, how do I know? Well, I took another visit, and this time I went to the 25th chapter and the 21st verse. And while I was over there, Brother Matthew had told me that Jesus had already spoken and declared that if you would just be faithful over a few things, then he will make you ruler over many. Therefore, Joseph was just being tested with a small thing so that he could get a sample of what was coming his way. But I must digress for a moment and tell you that until you have reached completely your the full manifestation of God's promise, and until you have reached your full destiny in God, you must be prayerful at all times.